Hey guys, Red here, and today I'll be doing another Red interviews with the Dragonhat Andy and BinofTrash Amy. Which, yeah, say hey guys.
Hey, how you doing?
Okay, she's kind of away from the mic, but all right.
Oh no, I can adjust that. No worries.
Wow.
she's
I'm looking down.
she's naturally
So
quiet.
let me adjust my chat. There we go.
Yay, you're shorter.
I'm not. I can't see
There we
them,
go.
so it's just funny hearing them. Um, Andy is a voice actor, and that's what I know him most. And then BinofTrash, Amy, um, is a artist, animator, and of the sorts. Am I correct or am I wrong with that?
Yeah, you're correct on pretty much all fronts. Apart from there's no the in it's bin of trash.
Okay, can I just tell you how your art is not a trash like anything? Like your art's amazing, so.
That's okay. It's one of those joke names.
Oh no, I'm just making sure because I'm like, oh, does she really think her art's that bad? Jeez, that's self-esteem though.
Oh no. There's a story behind. There's a really excuse the pun, but garbage story behind coming up with the name.
Excuse the pun. I am the king of puns. I am actually excited to hear from PM Seymour, which is another king of the puns, to do pun jokes. So that's gonna be fun.
Yeah. Pat loves his puns.
Yeah. Well, it's gonna be a fun interview, honestly. Putting it flat out. Well, actually, one of the questions is how did you get their names? So do you just want to do now or when the question comes up?
Oh well, you ask the questions, yeah, and we'll answer whenever you want.
Alright, well, I guess let's just do this one. Okay, so what roles have you done? And I'm going to say this flat out. This is mostly just voice acting questions, mostly just because I didn't. How do I say this nicely? I wasn't expecting to interview an animator because I didn't think I would, and I'm not trying to be mean by that. I'm sorry if that's how it's coming across. But
Rude. No, I'm fine.
Nah, you've been doing a lot of VAs, I noticed, so it's understandable.
although I have to say, I think you've done Sans before, haven't you?
What, me?
Yeah. Or am I wrong?
Yeah, I tend to do a little bit of sounds every now and again.
Oh, I think mine's better, kiddo.
Get a little this kid.
Oh, hello, brother.
I can't do that one, but for some reason I really thought that was Twitch.
Yeah, no, I've pretty much, to be honest, when Undertale came out, it was pretty much any VA's dream because none of the characters had voices, but they all had kind of like just basically a vague description of what their character was like. So the entire community kind of just came together and tried to figure out the voices. So it was wonderful.
Yeah. But what roles have you done as a voice actor, Andy?
Well, the one I'm probably most prominently known for online is Gareth from Aphmau's series in Minecraft Diaries, My Street,
Phoenix Shop
Phoenix Shop
High.
High, and most of the other ones. Yeah. Ones outside of that, there was probably the most prominent game I can think of is Apotheon, which is a 2D side-scrolling Greek mythology thing where I played two of the bosses in that, Phobos and Deimos. To be honest, I can't think of them all off the top of my head. There's some other games I've done as well. But I'll get my. Just give me a second. I'll get my website up.
Oh, I didn't realize you had a website. Oh, before we continue, I want to address the screen right now. This is the screen you'll be seeing, and I'll also send it to Andy because I think I'm really accomplished of it. Also, the font that you see at the bottom of the screen that says the Dragonhat/Andy is actually in dragon print. That's the font is dragon, so I thought that was neat.
I approve.
Oh, actually, I don't know if I showed you
Okay,
it.
so here we go. No, I'll have a look at that after the interview then. All right, so there's also another game that's going to be coming out. It's not actually out yet. It's called Dude Stop. The premise of it is it's kind of like a 2D pixel version of the Stanley Parable in a way. But the idea of it is to basically annoy the narrator off as much as possible.
That sounds
So,
amazing.
yeah, it's pretty fun. But No, I did the voiceover for the trailer for it, and apparently people were so enthralled by it that apparently it was a case of I'm not buying the game unless he does the voice work for it. So it's like, wow, okay, I was quite humbled by that actually. But yeah, I'm going to be doing the voice work for that soon. There's another game called 88 Heroes, which is another Pixel game. There's a few more. I've also done stuff for because especially since you do a lot of Minecraft stuff, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's also a server called The Hive.
Okay.
Which there's a server called The Hive, which is a pretty well-known one where they've done a new game called Sploop. And there's two characters I voice in that, which is Torstein and who was the other one? There was a mad professor. I can't remember what his name is though.
Interesting.
Something may. Oh, sorry, go on.
I said interesting. Sorry, we're just kind of off a little.
Oh, sorry. So I can talk for hours, so stop me whenever you need. There's also I did some work with Element Animation as well.
Okay.
On their Terraria anime. I should probably stop there because I could literally go down a list, but I think I'll stop there.
I think I had this discussion with, I think it was Cabo Walker. I think I had a similar question, and he had said stuff like mostly just like that, and like just keeps going, and I go, okay guys, we're not doing a video of him listening off for an hour, alright? Unless you really want that, then I might do that.
Yeah, no, I've done a few interviews, so but yeah, no, so those are some of the more prominent roles, so.
Yeah. Actually, since I'm on the thing, I'm gonna change the question a little bit for, Amy. Although I just registered how Andy and Amy both start with the same letter. I'm very slow, so stay with me.
We double A batteries.
Yeah.
Double A batteries. Just the ship name is Double A batteries.
That's pretty much it, yeah.
Alright, Howard Ben, when did you start doing, like, art and stuff? Like, what all have you done with that? Sorry, technical errors, guys. This is why I do not like Discord.
Yellow.
Hey, sorry, technical errors. I just disconnected altogether. So, can you still hear me? Alright, guys. I think I'm just. And we're back. Technical difficulties. Bunch of technical difficulties.
Yeah.
Alright, is Ben still there? Because this question is directed to her. Okay, cool. Alright, so, how did you get, started with, animating / artistry?
To be honest, I was just given paper as a kid.
Pretty much that simple, yeah.
That plus TV equals a kid with a lot of wanting to doodle.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty much just a situation of like, because we've talked about this a lot of times. It's just, you didn't get as much stuff as a kid, really. So paper was kind of like your main thing, and it kind of just blossomed into wanting to learn to draw your characters, and then into making them want to move, really.
Like, what was it? When you were, like, a kid, because I came from a really big family, so we couldn't afford toys. My sister had a Game Boy, so I made one out of paper.
Well, Game Boys are fun.
Yeah.
I love Game Boys. I actually have one.
Mine was stolen as a kid. It was horrible.
Oh, jeez, British people are amazing.
I don't.
So, okay, this is off the questions, but, like, this is not based on the questions. But, did you guys ever live in the U.S., or just always born and raised in the, Britain? And I know BinofTrash is actually from Australia, so that's different.
Well, I'm born and raised in the UK, and Amy's actually originates from New Zealand.
Oh, New Zealand? Oh, I thought she was from Australia.
Presently lives in Australia, though, so...
Huh. Well, I mean, technically, she presently lives with you in Great Britain, but you know.
Sure.
Yeah, I know. Oh, by the way, how was that castle you guys went and saw the other day?
It's good. It is very old.
It is very old. Britain is littered with castles. It's
It's
great.
great.
My question is, how was the peacock, or what you like to call the Gareth bird, look like?
What does it look like?
No, like,
well,
what's it
in the
like?
pictures.
What's it like? Like, I saw the pictures on
Oh,
Twitter.
what's it like? It's a very flamboyant bird. It struts. It literally struts.
And it's not at all intimidating.
No, it's not at all intimidating, and it's pretty used to humans, to be honest. So
One of them was staring through a cafe window.
yeah, we're having some tea in a cafe, and one of them was just staring through the window at us.
I love how he called it the Gareth bird because in one episode of My Street he wore feathers. My question is, why did he have explosive feathers?
Personally, I have no idea. I have absolutely no idea why that was written into the script. I said it, and it happened.
Oh, you said it once?
Well, yeah, the script's written. I'm given the script, and then yeah.
Well, I mean, yeah, I know that's how like I know how that's how I can't think of what's his name, but I know that's how Lucario Claw and Cabo Walker do their stuff. It's like it's written, I say my lines, and I'm done with it.
Pretty much, yeah. We get sent the line, we get sent the script, we do it, we send off our rates, and then it's pretty much done.
Do you body act for Aphmau or just voice act?
No, we don't body act. We do not have the time, and it's just much quicker for her to do it in house.
Well, no, I wasn't sure with like the mini games and everything.
Oh, the mini games, yeah. The mini games we come along with, but
Okay.
the actual episodes, no.
Okay, I wasn't sure. Well, I mean, especially with the episodes, your guys are about 8 hours difference.
Yeah. In all honesty, when I get my lines for her, it's usually in the morning. So, and we can get them in perfectly fine. So there's
I'm
no
more
worries.
meant the mini games, but okay.
Oh, the mini games. Yeah, she records it on her end. So.
Oh. All right. So what's the favorite role you've done as a voice actor?
A favorite role. I'm gonna exclude Gareth because or else everybody answer would be him because he has been quite great fun. But apart from that one, there's probably two. I've one. Oh, actually, oh my god! Oh, it's like asking me to pick between my children.
You don't have any kids.
I know that's the thing. It's funny that. There's probably three roles I could think of mostly. One I can't talk about, unfortunately. Two, the second one I got to play this. I think I mentioned before with Element Animation. I got to play some slimes, which is like.
You
So
sound
it's all
like
just,
Stitch.
I had to kind of come up with my own language, which was funny. And the third one is that dude stop one. I'm super looking forward to getting to just shout into the mic.
The dude stop one?
Yeah, the one where I mentioned you have to kind of annoy the narrator.
Oh, right, okay, I gotcha.
Yeah, I'm super looking forward to that one.
Okay. Oh, Ben, what's your favorite art that you've done, or animation-wise?
Favorite animation?
Animation-wise, it's probably still my Level Up trailer. Even though it's old now.
Oh yeah, there's Amy has like a million characters, original characters she has, and there's one based on three of the characters, wasn't there? Like Carrot, Zero, and Relic, and they kind of enter into kind of like a RPG-ish world, basically. And Amy did the animation for a trailer, and I did the voice work for it.
Oh yeah, I think I saw that one. I'm not positive, but I think I have. Although, Amy, I have to say, I love when you did the, Sans Judgment Hall picture. If you know which one I'm talking about.
Yeah, I know which one you're talking about.
And then you had the little animation of, Sans walking in, and then, like, posting a picture of Papyrus in something, and Papyrus came, and
Yeah, that was great.
I love that one. That was my favorite. I laughed so hard.
Oh, good. That's the whole point of anything creative is to make people smile. So
Yeah, definitely. Did you ever think you'd be known as you, or even as your character, Andy?
Would you mean like the Dragonhat? You mean?
Oh yeah. Well, I'm saying Andy as in that's your name. To my
Oh, do
knowledge.
you think? What do you think? I would have any kind of like fan base at all?
Yeah, that.
Um, I don't think I did. I don't know if it ever. I don't know because I'm not gonna lie. I was kind of a. I don't want to say cocky, but it's kind of like when I started to do like the whole YouTube thing. When I started to do it, aiming to succeed in it. Like I wanted to. I worked as hard as I could to try to. So I was kind of hoping. There was always that thing in the back of my head, like it probably won't happen, blah blah blah. But I'm gonna give it a try.
Yeah.
So there was always that hope of like, okay, I'm gonna push as hard as I can to do this. As for Gareth specifically, no. Never in a million years did I ever think this would explode. When I first received the email from Jess about it, I was like, who's this? Another YouTuber? Like, oh my, whatever. And then I looked, it's like, oh, okay. You have like 300,000 subscribers at this point. It's like, okay, you okay, fine. And then I did the first episode for it. And I had no idea what was in store for me at all. I had no idea like how dedicated the fans were for that series. It was insane the level of like support we got then.
Yeah. I mean, definitely have a lot more regard. Well, okay. Why do you say it like that,
Well, Gareth,
Gareth?
Gareth. At the moment, I'm speaking with an accent, so that's probably
okay, gotcha.
why.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, when I speak, when I do Gareth, like his actual thing, I don't speak with an accent. So
Yeah. Gareth. It's really weird, and I'm like, you're saying your own character wrong.
To be honest, it's said multiple ways. As long as, to be honest, like a little secret. To be honest, as long as the characters, as long as the points get across, it really doesn't matter.
But I love there's this scene in Minecraft Diaries, The Level Up Paradise, where Aaron and I don't know if you've seen the episode or not. I know you voiced it, but there's this scene where Aaron and Gareth are both laying down on the ground floor right next to each other, and Gareth is having these memories from the day before of this girl coming up and be like, Gareth, and saying his name wrong. And he's like,
oh yeah, and he gets up and screams, "It's pronounced Gareth."
Yeah, and then Eric goes, "That's it, I'm out," and walks away. And that killed me.
I do actually watch the episodes, so yeah, no, I remember that. That was great.
I loved it. I loved it. Okay.
Good.
And with Ben, did you ever think you'd be known as an artist/animator?
Yes, I guess, because all my internet career has kind of been that, so my high school years were that.
I guess, to be honest, when you kind of like live and breathe something like this, you kind of expect if you're going to be known by something, you know it's going to be by that. So
I think I know what you mean.
Although I didn't think I was ever going to be doing it for a living, like
yeah.
I think I know I think I get what you're getting at.
Yeah.
And I just that honestly, and I don't mean to offend, like get you guys mad at me or anything. I know BinofTrash from her animations and everything, and I know Dragonhat through Gareth. Like that's why I first was introduced to was Gareth. I'm like, oh, his voice is amazing. Who does this?
In all honesty, with any creative career, usually you'll be known for one thing more so than the other. So it's perfectly understandable. So
okay, well I'm just like I don't want to like get you guys mad at me because you're my guest, and I'm going
No, it's understandable. Like you'll know, like for example, like Crispin Freeman, like the voice actor behind Hellsing, the anime, also the voice actor behind Winston from Overwatch. So, like, people will know him for Winston now, more so than his previous roles, probably. So, it happens.
Yeah, I gotcha. Although, what do you do? Like, how do you do the Garth voice?
In all honesty, asking a VA that, it kind of doesn't really... I can't really describe it, because it's all about... it's all about where you position your voice within like your throat, your esophagus, how you use your diaphragm. I can't teach you how to do that voice. It's a voice I do, because if you try to use the same placement, where if you tried to place your voice in the same place as I did, it would probably sound completely different.
Well, no, that's not what I meant. Like, where do you get the idea for that voice? Is what?
When did I get the idea for?
Yeah. Like,
do you mean, I'm assuming you mean My Streets.
Or Minecraft Diaries, either one.
Diaries was pretty easy for me. It's basically just my normal voice, but kind of like a lot lower and a lot slower. A lot more smooth, basically. So
yeah.
It was pretty much she just needed like medieval guy, medieval hot guy. So
medieval hot guy.
Basically, yeah. My Street. The voice, basically, when My Street first came about, I wasn't really... The voice for Diaries at that point just did not translate over to My Street very well. So we kind of, like, due to a mix of my own incompetence at that point, as well as kind of just trying to match the voice, it's kind of a parody, basically. It's a parody voice of, like, the other one. So... But it worked really well, so people seem to really enjoy it.
What do you... Okay, so the fans have self-named this the Sexy Gareth voice. Where the heck did that come from?
That was Phoenix Drop High.
Well, no, I'm aware. I mean, what the idea behind the Gareth voice at that point was. Where did you get the idea for sexy? And I'm like, why is it called that?
I don't know. Everybody else coined it that. I guess that's just what people find attractive. I guess I don't know.
I'm just like.
I'm flattered, but it wasn't me who coined that at all. So.
Ben, are you a little jealous that everyone else is calling your fiance fiance? I'm not sure what guy is called like that.
Fiance, and we do try to basically tell people, please don't.
Pretty much.
It's a little bit awkward.
Well, no, I understand. That's why I was asking.
It's more awkward when it's coming from a lot younger kids.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah, we kind of just tried to discourage it and just please call it Phoenix Drop High.
Yeah.
So,
no, I got you.
You can't control the masses.
No, I completely understand that.
Yeah.
Okay, this is off the records as well, and I know you guys have said stuff about it as well. Why do people think you guys are related?
So weird.
Because people, in all honesty, people just can't be bothered to research. So they'll just come to the first conclusion of either you're together or you're related, and they usually pick that one because reason. I don't know.
You guys... Oh, sorry.
I don't know. People just don't think. That's pretty simple.
And I'm just wondering, because, like, to me, you guys don't even look alike. Like, I have siblings. Like, they look like me or my parents or something. You guys don't look like each other. So...
Well, like I said, people just are kind of just too lazy to look into it. So I can understand if someone's only just come along and hasn't seen what we look like. But even then, it's still just a case of like just do the research.
Yeah, I think Amy made an animation about it or a update or something about it where she just went, "What? It says in the bio that we're what?"
Yeah, pretty much. Well, it's kind of hard to be siblings when you live in two different countries.
That's kind of not true because you could have been siblings if you raised up together, but then just separated. But then at the same point, you guys are
very, very, very unlikely.
Yeah, I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So one of the newer videos by Amy was the little animation of what's that app called?
Ed.
Yeah. That is so well done, honestly.
Thank you.
And the animation is just amazing, and it blows my mind every time I see it. And then Andy's voice just coming in and just talking to the animation is just also amazing as well.
Well, funny thing is, actually, like, Amy was going to do it first. But then I think we decided it would be funnier if like I was talking down to like Mini Bin, the small little Amy in the corner.
Yeah. Well, hold on. Is that normal sized bin or is that supposed to be a tiny bin?
Technically, it's a mini bin because it's a lot smaller.
Well, see, I was making a joke because I think people have said something about that. Yeah, because you said it earlier in the call or something. It's like, oh, look, you're finally short or something. And I'm just like, oh, joke, poke, poke.
Oh, I'm a short person in real life, so.
Yeah, that's the joke I was trying to make.
Uh,
It just fell flat so fast.
Sorry.
It's okay.
Things go over my head a lot, to be honest. Like, genuinely go over my head a lot.
So you're like Gareth then.
Yeah, in all honesty, a lot of his personality has a lot to do with me as well. Like, we relate in a lot of ways.
Yeah, and I'm just honestly, I look at Gareth and I go, oh, that's so, like he's just so dumb, and at the same point, I'm going, I know kids like this. I know
Yeah, I mean,
people like
I mean,
this.
he's a parody. He's a parody, but yeah. So,
He is?
well, yeah, he's a parody character, like of like himself, like of from Diaries.
Oh, well, I see what you mean. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So next question. What did you guys want to do when you guys were younger? Like for a job?
Oh god. In all honesty, I didn't know what I wanted to do for a long time. And in all honesty, it wasn't until a couple of years ago I kind of finally decided. But I kind of jumped from a lot of things. I remember most prominently, like I looked into archaeology at one point. I loved the idea of kind of like, dinosaurs, fossil bones, that sort of thing. I even studied.
That's not archaeology. No, yes it is. I'm thinking of paleontology. Okay, well
Yeah.
hold on. Is it? Oh, okay.
Well, paleontology is another form of that, yeah. But yeah, no, basically archaeology, paleontology, whatever. Along those lines, basically.
Okay. Oh, okay. Ben, how about you?
I wanted to be an author for kids' books,
Huh.
which I currently sort of ended up doing, and then also became an artist.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you can write and you can draw kids' books, so that's a plus.
Yeah, I was very good at writing in school. I got I got in special classes and stuff for it, so I kind of.
Wow, I didn't know there's special classes for kids' books.
Well, books in general.
Just writing in general.
Well, no, see, that makes sense.
What's it called? I can write like young adult books.
Huh. You guys still there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, double checking. You just went silent. I'm like, oh, did it?
Oh, we finished answering, so.
Oh, I'm sorry. All right. So I think okay. So next question: how did you guys meet Aphmau/Jessmau?
Chessman.
Yeah, it's
Never
a
heard
ship
that one
name.
before.
Jessica and Aphmau. Everyone knows that.
I've never heard that one. Anyway, well, she literally just sent me an email. Well, to be fair, I've never met her in real life, but she just sent me an email because she'd seen my old demo reel. I can't remember where. I think it was on like Twitter or something like that. But yeah, she saw my demo reel and she said, hey, I've got this character I'd like you to try and do the voice for. So okay, that's literally it. To be honest, it's like just an email, and Amy just met her eventually through my work with her.
Actually, I met her before.
Oh no, sorry, yes, you did actually. Sorry, you actually did some commission work for her like
Yeah,
ages ago.
I did pixel art for a pirate series that she did. She's just like, hey, I want you to do some pixel art for me. I'm like, sure, and then kind of forgot she existed until Andy was working for her. I'm like, oh yeah, I did art for that one.
Yeah. Okay, I'm just gonna cut in for a second here. This seems to be a common occurrence with Amy, right? Okay, so she met Jess way before me without her knowledge, and she also did voice work for Element Animation before I did as well. You keep stealing my spotlight.
I have all the content.
Okay. So I also have to ask another one. So I know Amy has done. I don't know if it's commissioned or not. Has done work for like thumbnails for Mythsan. How'd that come about?
Um, he sent me a message, I think on Twitter DMs, just like, I really like your artwork, and this was after he drew a really weird dinosaur being depressed.
Yeah, we kind of become really good friends with him actually. He's a really nice guy. So
Yeah, he's like,
yeah, he's really awesome. So yeah, it pretty much just came out of just prior work. It's how a lot of contacts come along, to be honest.
Yeah, I can only imagine. Um, okay. So the next question is, how'd you get the part of of whatever? So, if anyone but Buck Garth, how did you get the part of anyone but Garth?
How do I get the? Um, would you mean in Jesse's series or just in general?
In general, not including Garth because you've already answered that one.
Oh yeah, sorry, I did. Yeah. To be honest, it's through multiple ways. You can either usually the way you do it is you'll find the audition online somewhere. They'll give you some lines to do. Like they'll post lines up and say, look, hey, here's the auditions, and you'll just do your best version of it and send it to them. Sometimes you'll be well known enough. Well, people will come to you and say, "Hey, I've got this character. I really think your voice is suited to it. Could you have a go at it?" Sometimes you get lucky enough where they're like, "Hey, you're in. I want you to do this." Sometimes you get like you can enter like private lists to be if you're good enough to be sent in. So they'll only send it to a select few people. But yeah, that's the usual process anyway.
Okay. What's the? I think I've already answered that one, but I'm not really sure. What's the thought process behind any voice that you do?
The thought process in any of us. Okay, so when you go about this, so it's actually, to be honest, it's an art form in itself. So you kind of have to go through. Okay, so here's the line. What does my character want to actually hold on, give me 1 second. I've actually got a document I usually go off.
Well, this must be asked a lot then.
It's not, no, I mean like one I keep for myself. So it's kind of like along the lines of it's called cold reading basically. So you'll usually read through the entire line and you try and figure out, okay, what happened the moment before this scene? What's my relationship with the other characters? What's the point of this specific scene in the script? What environment am I in? Am I outside? Am I inside? Am I underwater? What's at stake at the scene? What does my character want in this scene? Do I have buck teeth? Do I have a speech impediment? Am I a little tiny creature? Am I a giant hulking orc? There is a huge list of stuff you have to kind of you basically have to visualize the scene and try and make it real. I think there's a quote that an actor used to say. I think it's like living truthfully within an imaginary moment is probably the best way to describe it.
Interesting. I've never actually heard that though. That's really interesting.
Yeah, that quote really spoke to me quite a lot. So I really like that quote.
Okay, so here's my question for both of you. I'm done with all the questions on my piece of paper. Here's just a question I just thought of. As creators, you guys must get hate in some form or fashion. And if you don't, do you get hate? And that's my first question.
Honestly, I think you'd probably agree. Like, we get it very minor. We don't get it on a huge level. But every now and again, it's you'll get somebody come along, who basically kind of just clearly has something just not going right with whatever they're doing or their life at the present, and kind of just want to feel important, I guess, is basically the sense, or get some attention.
or you've got the job they want. And
Yeah,
they
jealousy.
get upset about it.
Yeah, I mean, we don't say jealousy in the sense of like, you know, out of a superiority. It's genuinely you get some people who are just can't achieve what they wanted, so they take it out on you. In all honesty, after doing this for so long, you learn to just take it and kind of just, you know, ignore it. It's not it's not important, really. You know,
they're just having a bad day.
having a bad day. You don't know what's going on behind the scenes, so you learn to not retaliate, and just either ignore it, block it out, or in some cases, it's just a case of like, you know, well, I'm sorry this hasn't worked out, or, you know, I'm sorry about this. You know, I hope you can still enjoy the content. Blah blah blah.
Kill them with kindness.
Kill them with kindness. Yeah, pretty much.
Buy a sword, name sword kindness. Then go kill people with kindness.
Well, you know, in all honesty, I will happily admit that, like, before I became like well known-ish, I'm gonna say well known, I guess, like I used to retaliate a lot before I did anything creative. Nothing bad at all, you know. It was just like, you know, I'd basically just be like back basically. So I was no better than them at that point. But after doing this for a while, you learn to, you know, keep your mouth shut. You know, don't assume anything, because, you know, they could have just had a really bad day, or, you know, something going wrong on their side. So you just ignore it basically.
Yeah, I see. I mean, that's an interesting way of dealing with it. Is just not dealing with it, because it's like, you know, it doesn't matter anymore.
It really doesn't, you know.
Yeah.
Like, you know, to be honest, I always take it, you know, if I don't have any respect for this person, then their opinion shouldn't mean anything to me in the first place.
Yeah, I gotcha.
You know.
No, that makes a lot of sense.
It's hard though. It's not easy at all, and I probably will say to anybody trying to pursue a creative thing on the internet at all, or even not even on the internet, just a creative career or outlet, you'll receive it at some point, and you'll have to learn to, you know, deal with it. If you can't, you know, you're gonna struggle.
Yeah, I gotcha. I mean, yeah, there's not. Yeah, I gotcha. How long have you guys? Okay, well, how did you guys meet each other? Since you guys live in two different countries.
This is gonna sound really nerdy.
We met on the internet.
Yeah, this is the internet. I don't mind. I commissioned her to draw my D&D character. Yep, I picked up a chick with D&D.
That's really nerdy. You're right.
And I still let him play it.
Yeah, you still let me play it. But yeah, basically, a friend of a friend, I suggested, I commissioned her. We kept on talking, and it kind of just blossomed from there.
And he became the voice of my...
Yeah.
Voice of what now? It cut off.
I became the voice of one of her original characters.
Oh, okay. I didn't realize.
Yeah, so that's basically how that happened.
How long have you guys been dating / engaged?
Engaged about a year now, I guess, maybe more.
2 years.
2 years. Sorry, 2 years. Beg your pardon. I'm really bad with days. 2 years. Yeah, probably 2 years. Going like actually dating about 4, nearly 4. Like
At the end of this year.
At the end of this year, it'll be 4. Yeah.
Okay. I just think it's interesting. You guys met off the internet, and then just kind of still going at it.
In all honesty, I have a genuine belief that online relationships genuinely blossom from something more than just location. Because relationships you make at like school and all that mainly happen just because you're in the same place as me. Whereas online, it's usually because of common interest, which I think is a lot better.
Yeah.
Not only that, but because you're at such a distance, you have to really love the person to want to make it work.
Yeah, it's extremely difficult. It's hard. Anyone trying to do it, I'm not going to lie to you, it will be hard. It's extremely difficult. But yeah, as Amy just said, you genuinely have to care for the person for it to work.
No, I see what you're saying. I mean, it definitely makes some sense now, and I didn't realize before. Read the Connect C on relationships, and that would never be a thing. Um, but okay, so there's this joke, and I don't know if you've ever heard it, but you live in Great Britain, am I correct in that?
Yes, I do. Yeah.
Okay. Have you ever heard of how on American Independence Day is what we like to call it in America, how British people will go, yeah, um, have your Independence Day, you rebel scum, or something like that, and it's as a joke, and we just made that up. Like, just have you ever heard that before, or?
Not personally. I wouldn't surprise me. But it's not really something I've heard a lot of, to be honest. I
I
think
got
that's
you.
probably more of an online thing
Yeah,
rather than something that
probably.
actually happens here.
Oh, speaking of British culture, have you ever heard of Doctor Who?
Yeah, I don't know of a living soul who hasn't.
That's
Never watched
what was that? I didn't hear you, Amy.
She's never watched it, but she's heard of it.
I mean, I've heard from my mother who's talked to a British person because they came to her work that like it's become more of an American thing than a British thing, and it's like I was questioning a British person about it.
I'd still say it's more of a British thing. Like the culture in it is extremely British. But is yeah, I don't personally watch it or care for it.
Oh, okay. Well, um, I got what you're saying though. But Sherlock though,
Sherlock.
ever heard of that one?
I've not watched that series. I need to though.
Oh, it's so good. All right, guys.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
I was gonna go.
I was just gonna end the video if you had something to add. I didn't want to.
Oh no, go ahead.
All right. Well, guys, I think that's gonna be it. This video is already longer than it should be, or there's a words. But I will see you guys next time with another interview by someone else, and I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.
Bye.
Ben, you want to say bye?